Okay, I'm going to show you how to laser cut your phone holder design that you've produced in TechSoft 2D Design. So I'm going to use my design for this one. And just before laser cutting, I just want to point out a few features. Mainly the colours that you've used. So originally the design would have been produced in black, so black lines. Before laser cutting, you'll need to tell the laser cutter what kind of depth of lines that you want cutting. So this red line for the outline, red is a vector cut. So these sections here, these red lines will be fully cut. You've got the blue lines, that's a vector engrave, so that will only mark it won't cut all the way through, it will just mark it. And for me, I've used it to mark out where I'm going to strip heat my phone holder. And then you've got the black letters. Black is a raster engrave, and so that will work as that will kind of etch it, so it will come across like this and just mark out the letters. Okay. So once you've done all that, you're ready to laser cut. You need to go to File, Print. Just ensure that you've got this option selected, VLS 6.60. Once that's done, go to Properties. And in Properties, you will need to select the material and the material thickness. So I've already got these selected, but you won't have. So you'll get the menu like this. You'll need to expand the plastic option, and then expand acrylic, and there it is, continuous cast acrylic. Ensure that you've selected or stated the right thickness for your material. For acrylic, there are only two thicknesses. It's either 5mm or 3mm. In this case, it's 3mm. Once that's done, click OK. Again, click OK. And then that bit is done. Minimize that, and you'll need to go to this UCP program. This is the software that talks directly to the laser cutter. You can see that your design should already be loaded up, ready to go. If you switch it on, and you hear the laser cutter switch on, and then we need to go over to the extraction unit to make sure that the extraction switched on. And again, you'll hear that. By the time you come back, you'll notice that the play button has gone from grey to green, and that means that it's ready to laser cut. Before we do that, we need to take our acrylic, open the top, place the acrylic in the top left hand corner, close the top, back over and press play, and it's as simple as that. So the laser cutter will do the three different jobs in a particular order. It'll always do the raster engrave first, then it will do any vector engraving, and then the final one will be the vector cut. So I'd imagine this will take about 5 minutes. So the laser cutter has just finished cutting out my phone holder, so we can take that out. And there's the finished piece. Just about to see the etching there. You can just about see if I can focus it. Just about see the lines that mark out where I'm going to strip heat it. So nothing left to do now but go and strip heat it. Okay, so this is the hot wire strip heater. If you look at the top here, you have a length of wire that runs along the length of the strip heater, and it works by the wire heating up, and when you place a piece of acrylic or whichever type of thermoplastic that you are using, that plastic on that particular strip will heat up, will soften, and then you can bend it into shape and wait for it to cool. And once cool, it will be rigid. So we've got the on switch, the power switch, that needs switching on. And the way it actually switches on, so that wire won't be hot at the moment. The way it switches on is that there's a switch on the side, and when you bring down the protective cover, which also clamps the work, when you bring down that protective cover, it just knocks the switch and that wire will start to heat up. I'm going to open that cover. Now I need to be careful because the wire has now been heated up and will already be very hot, so don't touch it. I'm going to take my design, my phone holder, and look for the lines that I've engraved. So there's a line, you might not be able to see it, but there's a line just about here. So I'm going to place that over the top and get that line to sit in the middle of the two wires. Use the ruler to line it up. Pull the cover over, and that will take, with 3mm acrylic, will take about 90 seconds, so about a minute and a half. Okay, so I've left my acrylic in the strip heater for about a minute and a half, so it should be ready to bend into shape, nice and soft, ready to bend into shape. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to push it against the bed of the strip heater and slowly bend it into shape and hold it at the angle that I want. So that will, you need to do that quite quickly. It will very quickly start to cool, and once it's cooled it will no longer be flexible or malleable. That should take about 20-25 seconds, something like that, to be soft, to be cool enough to be rigid. So that's probably about long enough, and you can see there that that's now rigid and at the angle that I wanted.